Alright guys, welcome to Doozer Shop. I'm here in front of the whiteboard today. I'm drawing something up. This is to help out a fellow YouTuber, Kimber. If you haven't seen his channel, you might want to check it out. He does some cool metalworking content. Kimber's got a Pratt & Whitney 12B lathe, and he just got a South Bend milling machine. And the machine was in good shape, except the head was kind of trashed, so he adapted a Bridgeport type head. It's a Condia head, very similar to a Bridgeport. For all purposes, it's just like a Bridgeport. But anyways, I'm going to draw something up. Kimber's made an adapter plate, and I want to give him some ideas to make it swivel and make it adjustable. So bear with me. If you can't see, I'll zoom in after I draw it. I'm not sure how this comes out. So what Kimber's got, he's got the ram of the South Bend mill with the circular T-slot, just like a Bridgeport J-head or what have you. He's got to make an adapter because the bolt pattern on the Bridgeport head or the Condia head, Bridgeport head, whatever, is a little bit different. So he's got an intermediate plate of steel. But what he needs to do is make it swivel on the South Bend circular T-slot that resides in the ram. And you need to get a wrench in there, and it's kind of hard to, and it's blocked, it's blind. Let me show you an idea that I've used before successfully. So let me draw right there. Okay, so basically, let's draw around, basically it's a hockey puck about 7 or 8 inches in diameter. I'm not great at drawing a circle, but that's not too bad. Yeah, I think you can see that. So what he's got is, I think there's 4 tapped holes for the Bridgeport head. Right? So I'm going to say approximately there is a tapped hole. There's a tapped hole. It sounds like a square or rectangular pattern, slightly rectangular. So those are threaded holes. I think they're half 13. Now behind this is the ram of the machine with the circular T-slot. So so let's draw the pattern for the ram. So there's 1 for the ram, 2 for the ram, 3 for the ram, 4 for the ram. So let me color these in. So these are the threaded, 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 threaded for the head. And these are through holes for the attaching the adapter plate to the mill. I'm going to try not to stand in front of this. So what you can do, and like I said, I've done it in the past, is mill out with like a shell mill or a fly cutter to a depth. Right? Let me step on this side. I'm trying to make this as even as I can, right? 1, 2, and try to do this out of position here. 3, 4. Okay? So these are through holes. And what I've done is taken a fly cutter and I've relieved these down the thickness of the nut, right? So really what you're going to have here, let me draw it here, is hex nuts. You're going to have Wom, 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 well, 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 well. And this, let's see. Well, 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 well. Okay. So, Kimber, you got, let's say your half nut, let's say your nuts for the studs. So you're going to put T bolts in the circular T slot of the South Bend mill. T bolts, like the factory head had T bolts. So, you know, a T bolt looks like kind of zing, 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 zing. And this will go in the ram. So that's what this right there. Boom. That's that. T-bolts. So what you do is you just reach in from the side with an open end wrench. So your nut, let me draw this. Right, that's your nut. That's the same line, not the scale, but that's the nut, right? So, like if I drew a side view of this thing, roll up the salad bowl, it would look like this. It'd look like, right, there's your cutout. Here's the whole shoot and match. Right, and then this is your hole. And then here's your threaded. For these threaded, and here's your threaded. Of course, there's 4 of them. And your nut, here's your hex, right? This is your nut. That's what it is. So, and then I know Kimber's got like a cutout in the middle. Oops. He's got like a cutout, and it's like a gear or something. That's, you know, that's kind of irrelevant, whatever. But, you know, let me, where the frig is the zoom? Where is this shit? Right? So I hope you kind of get what I'm showing here. There's your adapter, and you put these cutouts, right? This is milled out. Look at, let's say it's a 1-inch radius, 2-inch diameter, or whatever, you know. And you just come in the side, right, with your open end wrench. You come in here, right, with your wrench. You draw this like a cartoon, right? There's your wrench, you know, and you just stick the wrench in there, right? I know this is not the most elegant drawing, but that's it, right? So this is your wrench, right? This is your there's your wrench. So you just come in with a wrench and loosen it. And that's as, you know, as complicated as it, I always zoom the wrong way, 50-50 shot, right? That's as complicated as it is, right? So if you make your adapter like that, with these cutouts, you can get at these nuts and swivel the whole thing, right? And the Bridgeport had bolts right on the face of this. Oh, my camera's shaking, sorry. It shakes for, it's on this goofy loofy tripod. So anyways, yeah, the whole Bridgeport head, the Condia head bolts to the front of this. The back of this bolts to the ram. And that's what I had in my mind. And what Kimber's doing is a little, he's drilling holes in the back of the ram to try and use Allen screws, and at 90 degrees and at 30 and 45 he's going to drill all these holes in the back of the ram flange. I mean, you know, you do what you want with your machine there. That's fine, but this just allows you to accomplish the swiveling part of the head without drilling holes in your machine. I never like to drill holes in any of my machines. I know if you're mounting a digital readout, sometimes you have to drill holes. It's just try to tread lightly and do no harm. Like I say, if you own the machine, you can do whatever you want. But this just cut some wrench recesses. All right, now I'm going to take your hand. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm going to take a handheld and kind of give you some other ideas about how to do this. All right, let me put this handheld thing here and let me loosen the Sudoku here. All right, let me undo the camera. All right, so I was sort of inspired to help Kimber out. I got a couple mills. There's the Gordon. Oh man, all right. Oh, let me try to zoom out. No, I always zoom the wrong way. All right, there's a Gordon and it's a fixed ram. You can't take the head off. I think it's like, I think it's part of it. The casting is just enormous. So the head is one piece with the long ram and there's no turret. But, oh shoot. There's what I've been working on, right? And the 4 bolts on the Bridgeport is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go back, and the circular T-slot in the Bridgeport head is in this knuckle, right? It's in there. And it uses long T-bolts. They're like 6 inches long. And there's the adjuster. So Kimber knows. He's seen the Condia head. Yeah, so this is a little close-up of what I got going on there. So anyhow, you might think, what's a good way to make these? So that, like a 2-inch end mill, right? I mean, you don't need a 2-inch end mill to make a little cutout like that. What you need, it's going to be maybe 10 or 15 or 20 thousandths at a time, is there's the closing port. Let me go to the old tooling shelf here. So fly cutters, there's a simple fly cutter just uses a lathe bit, and it's got a 1/2" shank, and it's just a fly cutter. You could do it with something like that. More appropriately sized is this thing. It's another fly cutter. Same deal, same 1/2" shank, it's just the whole body's bigger. And I got a carbide insert lathe bit in there. And you just put it in a 1/2" collet. And as the Aussies say, Bob is your uncle. So either one of those will work. I mean, you could use a boring head and use it as a fly cutter. Not outside the realm of possibility, okay? So, anyhow. One of the things that I made is an adapter plate for this Bridgeport head. And the ram swivels in the turret. So I didn't need to worry about a circular T-slot. So there's 3 bolts on the back of the ram on this thing, and it's just hard bolted to it. It doesn't tilt. To tilt it, you loosen these 2 bolts, and that's how it tilts. And there's a plug, like a 2" dowel pin, that this Bridgeport head pilots on. But anyhow, that's how I would make it. Something like that. Do what you wish. It's just an idea. I'm trying to help you out there, Kimber. Real quick, I know what I wanted to show you. On a lathe, it's the same thing on the T-slot. Boom. Colchester 17, the mighty Colchester. Look it, dude. Inside there, you got to reach for your nut with a wrench, right? You got to reach for your nut with a wrench. Same thing on this side of the compound. You got to reach in there with a wrench, an open-end wrench, right? Open-end wrench. Inside there. And it's just a slot. I mean, it's just like this, but it's covered up with the top part of the compound slide, the mighty Pratt & Whitney. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you. Dude, just get after it with the little the notch out, the notch out, you know, and stick your wrench in there, man. That works so darn tootin' good. Take an example of what works, and that's kind of what I like to do with engineering solutions. Is just, you know, the mighty Colchester 17. Bam, right there, brother. All right. Until next time, I hope this helped Kimber out. Until next time, this is Doozer's Shop.